Hi John, thanks very much for the question on the Beko condensing tumble dryer. You're saying that the drum is not turning, but when you have assisted it with a push, you've been able to get it started. Now, you've got model number DTKCE80021W. I've managed to get you the workshop manual on this machine, also the wiring diagrams, and also full exploded views of your machine. But in the exploded views on the machine, they are showing two different types of motor. So this may be product number dependent. When you look at your identification plate on your Beko dryer, you may have two different variations of this machine while the production run was running. But I have noticed that the motor on the one diagram that I was looking at is a motor that now has the capacitor built into the motor. And this is just a prime example of manufacturers building in obsolescence to the machines. Let me explain. All tumble dryers used to have a separate capacitor on the motor. And when the capacitor went wrong, you were able to replace the capacitor for less than £20. But now the manufacturers are actually building the capacitors into the motors. This means when the capacitor fails, you've got to buy a whole new motor, which is ludicrous. It's way over £100 and is just a prime example of manufacturers buying cheaper components like motors with capacitors built in, but what it actually generates is built-in obsolescence for the manufacturer. So hopefully you haven't got that type of motor on your machine and you're able to change the capacitor. But as I said, the exploded diagrams that I've put on the page for you are showing two different motors, and I'm getting conflict of information when looking at the data. One motor was saying that it needed an 8 microfarad capacitor, and another motor actually had the capacitor built into the motor. So I'm not too sure. Until I have your PNC number, I can't be exact with this information. If your tumble dryer is not turning and you're hearing a humming noise, this is normally a clear indication that the capacitor has gone. And I've done lots of videos on the YouTube channel, and I'm putting the videos in the link on the description showing you how to test if the capacitor has gone, because you are able to turn the machine on and then give the drum a push to see if it starts turning, because a capacitor there is there to kickstart the motor into action. What I'm also putting on this page for you, and as I said, the link is in the description, is associated videos with these condenser and tumble dryers, how to maintain them, how to actually clear the condenser box and clear all the fluff that builds up in the condensing unit, and also common repair videos with regards to these machines. But the workshop manual is in depth. Beko are very good at providing the information to the general public and myself with regards assisting you in repairing the machine. But I do hope you do not have a motor with the actual capacitor built into the motor, as it is going to cost you a lot to replace it. Anyway, all the information that you require for repairing this machine, whether you have a problem with the motor, heating system, or any other problem with thermostats or the pump system that transfers the water to the top, everything I am putting into this web page for you. And as I said, the link is in the description below. I do apologize for not getting back to you as quickly as I normally would. It's because I've been on a busman's holiday, and for the last 5 days now, I've been traveling back from Europe for Christmas in the UK. And I'm going back out to the camper now in January, and that's to start the Italian trip and North Africa trip, where I'll be going down to Italy to look at some of the manufacturing processes that take place down there as well. So anyway, have a great Christmas. I hope all this information helps you. Do remember there is a link on the page to any spare parts that you require, and I hope you have got the earlier type motor with the capacitor rather than having the motor with the built-in capacitor, because if it is that type of motor, in my honest opinion, depending on what price you get it for, but if it's over £150, then I would seriously consider buying another dryer. But that's only working into the manufacturer's hands. Anyway, have a good Christmas, mate. Good luck with your repair.